If you thought the rumors had already reached their peak, then stop scrolling right now, because what Dylan Wang whispered to Shen Yue behind closed doors after the so-called scandal has fans shaking timelines, arguing in comment sections, and replaying leaked details all night long. And if you want every second of this emotional confrontation and the private confession that insiders say changed everything, then stay with us until the very end, because the final words he spoke might be the most shocking yet. Happened late, long after studio lights dimmed. When most of the cast and crew had already gone home, a quiet corridor stretched through a luxury hotel floor reserved for industry guests. Soft lamps lined the walls. Carpet muffled footsteps. Security lingered far enough away to pretend they were not listening. Shen Yue stood outside a door holding her phone. Unread messages stacked across her screen. From managers. From friends. From people who suddenly cared very loudly about what she should do next. Inside that room waited Dylan Wang. He had asked to see her alone. No assistants. No cameras. No schedules. Just them. She hesitated. Then knocked. Come in. His voice sounded different than usual. Lower. Rougher. When she opened the door, he was standing near the window, city lights glowing behind him like distant stars. He turned slowly. Came. She crossed her arms. You said it was important. He nodded. Is. They stared at each other for a moment. Months of rumors, misunderstandings, and unfinished conversations hung between them. She broke the silence. Say it. Dylan inhaled. I owe you an apology. Her eyebrows lifted slightly. For what? For everything, he said. For letting things get so messy. For not protecting you when headlines started writing our story. For speaking too late. She studied him. You apologized publicly already. He shook his head. That was for the world. This is for you. The words landed softly but carried weight. He stepped closer. Still keeping distance. I should have talked to you first. Not let managers, not let rumors, not let other people decide the narrative. She looked away. You always do that. He winced. No. That is why I am here. Another pause. Longer this time. Then she asked quietly. Is that all? Dylan swallowed. Well. Her gaze snapped back to him. Then say the rest. He rubbed the back of his neck, a nervous habit fans rarely saw. Miles Wei proposed to you. Did not he? Her expression flickered. That is not something I discuss with you. He nodded. Fair. But I am asking anyway. She did not answer. And that silence was answer enough. Dylan closed his eyes briefly. Then opened them. Do not say yes. The room seemed to tilt. Shen Yue stiffened. Do not accept it. He repeated. Not yet. He stared. You brought me here to tell me what to do. Well, he said quickly. I brought you here to tell you the truth. She laughed once short. Since when do you do that? Since I realized I might lose you forever. The air between them tightened. She whispered. Lose me how? Dylan stepped closer, now voice low, urgent. To someone else. To a future that does not include me. Her breath caught. That is not your decision. No, he said. That is why this is so hard. She crossed her arms tighter. Then why are you saying this? Because I am still in love with you. The confession hung in the room. Unfiltered. No headlines. No cameras. Just two people staring at each other. Shen Yue did not speak. Her eyes searched his face as if looking for cracks. For performance. For exaggeration. She found none. You cannot drop that on me, he said. Not now. Not when everything is already complicated. Dylan nodded. No. But I would rather ruin my pride than keep lying. She exhaled shakily. You had your chance. I was waiting. He replied instantly. She froze. Waiting for what? For you to tell me you still cared. For you to ask me to stay. For anything that meant I was not alone in it. She shook her head. You never said that. I was scared. He admitted. Scared of dragging you into more storms. Scared of hurting you. Scared of being selfish. She looked at him. Now. Now I am being selfish, he said. Because losing you is worse. Another long silence. City lights flickered behind him. She whispered, "What about Miles?" Dylan hesitated, then answered carefully. "He seems sincere. He wants to give you stability." She blinked. "That is not what I asked." He met her eyes. "I am not saying he is wrong. I am saying I am not finished." She shook her head slowly. "You cannot just come back when someone else steps forward." He nodded. "You are right. That is why I am apologizing. That is why I am standing here admitting I handled everything badly." She stared at the floor. "I do not trust easy words anymore." "But," he said, "do not trust actions. Let me prove it." She looked up. "Prove what?" "That I choose you even when it is inconvenient. That I will not hide again. That I will fight rumors instead of hiding behind silence." She swallowed. "You are asking me to pause my life. I am asking you not to rush it." He replied. "Think. Without pressure. Without headlines. Without me shouting from the sidelines. Think." She closed her eyes briefly. When she opened them, her voice was quiet. "You always wait until the edge." Dylan whispered. "No. And I hate that about myself." She turned toward the window. Lights blurred. When she spoke again, her tone was softer. "If I say no now, people will assume things." He nodded. "They always do." She added. "And if I say yes, you will disappear." He answered honestly. "Probably. That is why I am here. Before you decide." She faced him again. "I do not have an answer." Dylan exhaled slowly. "I am not asking for one tonight. Do not say yes yet. Let me show you I still deserve a place in your life." She studied him long, carefully, then said, "You hurt me." "No." He whispered. She nodded once, then turned toward the door. "I need time." Dylan replied. "Take it." She paused with her hand on the handle. And Dylan added quietly, "Whatever you choose, I will respect it. Even if it is not me." She hesitated, then left. Dylan did not move. He stood alone, staring at the door long after it closed. Hands clenched, breathing slow. Outside in the hallway, Shen Yue leaned against the wall, eyes unfocused, phone buzzing again in her hand. But she did not look. Because for the first time in weeks, the noise online felt distant. If you want to know what Shen Yue did next, whether she delayed her decision, and how Miles Wei reacted when whispers reached him, then stay tuned, because the next chapter of this saga might change everything once again.